I just learned something and I'm not going to be at the same ever again. Neurodivergents, please fasten your seatbelts. I know you got a short attention span. I will try to make this quick as I possibly can. I saw a TikTok where it was like this therapist trying to ease the symptoms of ADHD, and they go, hey, did you know that neurodivergents would have been hunters instead of gatherers and like picking berries and shit? And she was like, huh, weird. I don't feel like a hunter. Yeah, you don't feel like one, but wait. She proceeded to show her shooting a gun for the first time, and the, like, practice thing, she hit right in the middle every single time. Which is really funny, because I remember the first time I ever went, like, with my father anywhere. Of course, we went shooting. But I remember shooting, and, like, it was pretty far, and I hit a headshot, and he was like... I didn't actually cry, that was for dramatic effect. Think about it. We don't know that we're hungry until we're starving. The ignoring of your senses, the disassociation and hyper-focusness, the being able to sense things better, like smell and sound and sight. Those are all things hunters would need. Why do we still have them? The list goes on. The high pain tolerance, the, like, not knowing your own strength until you snap, the huge sense of justice, like, it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Welcome to episode 3 of I Thought This Was a Quirk. Apparently it's a symptom. Episode 2 is still in my drafts. It hasn't even been long enough for me to post that one yet. And I came across another one. Really? This one too? I used to do that constantly as a kid. Like, that's not even like maybe that's kind of relatable to me. That was a constant experience for me as a kid. And one of the hashtags is autism. They can't keep getting away with this.
What in tarnation? What in abdication? What in colonization? What in defenestration? What in Christmas celebration? What in Jaden animations? What in this requires restoration? What in inner machinations? What in you may be entitled to financial compensation? What in I've never watched Parks and Recreation? What in I've once again forgotten to take my ADHD medication?
I didn't realize this thing was
You have to do it. Charlie, buenos dias.
Do it, camera.
Stop getting high and get it over with. Stop trying to get high and just get over with. Come on. No.
Do it.
Yes.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh, I thought you
They fulfilled their end of the deal.
Exactly.
So I'm recording this.
Really? I will slap you. Hard.
This is the first time I'm meeting you. This is for them.
Okay, true.
I've known them since they were in 2nd grade, so.
I met them when I was in kindergarten.
But like, I've.
Be quiet, George.
You were in 2nd grade when we, all 3 of us, met.
No, wait, what grade were you in when you met, Charlie?
4th.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna run through some evidence and observations with you. So everyone knows that America's food sucks nutritionally. You know, like you have people that have intolerances in America. They go anywhere else in the world. They can eat the food that they're intolerant of perfectly fine. You also have people that go to other places, like other countries, and all of a sudden certain medical things just clear up. You know, including the fact that we just have some things that are approved by the American FDA that just are they're literally illegal to put in food anywhere else in the world. You can find videos of people explaining their experiences with this all over the place, although I haven't actually found any studies because who the fuck would fund that study? We also know that America is a very much a capitalist shithole where the pharmaceutical companies operate in ways that don't really line up with any form of morality. We know the government doesn't really operate with any form of morality. The systems of justice and upholding the peace don't really line up with any form of... You get the point. Shit's ass backwards over here. So let me also add in a couple more things for your daily food for thought. Inflation, way the fuck up here. Once again, we know this one, not new. Let me grab my tinfoil sun hat. I'm personally of the opinion that anytime prices in something that is necessary for our daily lives spikes, probably somebody is trying to cover something up. Another thing that's happened lately, I saw a TikTok video about this earlier, is we have a shortage of ADHD medications. We also have a shortage of pain, like over-the-counter pain medications like aspirin. I saw a TikTok earlier and it was from this lady saying that a bunch of people with ADHD are noticing their meds suddenly aren't working well. This video had about 500,000 likes when I saw it, and I looked in the comments section and it was filled with people saying that they took their medication, took a drug test the same day, and it came back clean for amphetamines, meaning that their drugs were missing the active ingredient. The other comments that I saw very frequently were people saying that this is not exclusive to ADHD medications. Their Lexapro isn't working. Their antipsychotics aren't working. Things like that. Things we need for our daily lives to not, suffer. So our food is now more expensive than ever, and it is not nutritionally valuable, and it oftentimes causes us to have health problems that don't exist in that food anywhere else in the world. And now our medications are we're short on them, as well as the fact that they are not working anymore. It is not a secret that most of these companies are owned by the same financial firms. Everybody's seen that one infographic that every food company in the world is owned by the same 3 people. And the pharmaceutical industry is not any better. So do I think someone's trying to cover something up? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I know for sure what? No. If you've got a hypothesis, drop it in the comments. My best guess is that they're covering up the fact that the spills in Ohio and other places around the country are being done by the same companies that had the spill happen. They want the coverage of the shoddy cleanup work buried.
Hi, this is a legally binding TikTok. So if you've been tagged here, you're now obligated by the holy law of TikTok, as well as our Lord and Savior, Danny DeVito, to treat whoever tagged you here to a fancy meal consisting of, at the very least, 9 chicken nuggets. A failure to comply will result in a consequent fine of 9 extra chicken nuggets. It's a chicken nugget trap.
Oh, hi there, baby bat. Looks like you're having a hard time tying that tie. Why don't I teach you there, kiddo? Here's your bat, and here's your spider. Now, the bat flew over the spider looking for a midnight snack. When she flew back around, she found a spider to attack. She flew down real low, then way up high. But the spider was hiding so as not to die. The bat flew round again, then down and up and into the spider's hole for her dinner to finally suck. And then once you tighten her up, you're good to go. You look great. Love you, kiddo.
You know what, maybe it's time for the non-binary takeover. What's the worst we can do? Oh, you must wear whatever clothes make you feel the most comfortable, even if it was made for another gender. Respect people's preferred pronouns and names because that's the least we could do as human beings. You know what, I get why that's terrifying for some people. It's just too much power for the individuals who just want to wear silly little platform shoes and admire frogs. Side note, what is the non-binary obsession with frogs about? I always thought frogs were cool, but then I came out as non-binary, and now I see frog memorabilia and I look at it and I go, oh, that's riveting.
Hey, look. Gay. Stop it, you're crazy.
I think farther testing might be required to determine what level of sacrifice is needed to get dice goblins to engage with my videos. So here are some 60mm D20 sacrifices of various different things, some liquid course, some not, and we'll see if these sacrifices are worthy of the dice goblins and if they think that these are indeed worth engagement. Only time will tell. I'll have to check back later for the results.
Can I have your autograph?
a man a fish and you'll feed him for one night. Teach the man to fish and he'll feed himself for the rest of his life. Buy a man a fish and he'll ask where you got the money from. And when you don't respond, he'll ask again where you got the money. Y'all have been struggling something fierce, and even though the hardware store is a staple in this small but secretive seaside town, things aren't what they used to be. He'll ask again where you got the money and pretend that he doesn't realize that your eyes have already darted once, twice, 3 times to the open, unlocked door, the mallet right beside it. He won't ask again, but he'll take a step back as you take a step forward. You'll see his face pale. You'll feel your heart clench. This is your best friend, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway.
Dear trans-masculine folks, this is including myself, so don't feel like you're being singled out, because honestly, I don't think that anybody can be singled out at this point. You are no longer allowed to pick any of the names on this list, because I know at least 3 of each. It is getting harder and harder to keep track of you motherfuckers. By the way, half of these came from my Snapchat and or my TikTok. I have to start putting last initials on y'all to differentiate. Everyone's Bitmoji looks the same. Don't blame me. CJ, AJ, Damien, Kai, Zephyr, Roman, Rowan, DJ, Elliot, Elio, Xander, Cade, Caden, Oliver, Ollie, Eli, River, Ryder, Ezra, Mars, Aiden, Arlo, and any planet name. Kenny/Kenneth is also on this list because I see y'all motherfuckers. Sincerely, short-term memory loss.
I'm here to remind you that we do need more cryptids. So get on out there and haunt the forest. Terrify some villagers. Let them name coffee brands after you and get tattoos of you on their ass. They'll put up statues of you in the town square. The world doesn't deserve you, but you deserve the attention. It wasn't foggy when I walked into these woods. Huh.
I got a pile of old laundry that I'm trying to ignore, but I got jitters of excitement that I feel in my core. What do you mean I'm too old to be spinning around? How else do you cope with all the treasure you found inside a book, inside a movie, in the science of space? How does your body sit still? Does your mind not start to race? How can I explain some things make me so happy that my shoulders start to wiggle and my hands start flapping? What is more delightful than giving in to what fills you with joy? And why would I subject myself to being bothered by being called annoying? And I guess you might not get it, but I hope that you will admit it's overrated to act grown up all the time. And that's fine. It's not your brain, it's mine.
So, Disney now owns Fox. Fox owns Rocky Horror. Say hello to your newest Disney princess, prinsexual. You've just got to let it go, darling.
Today I'd like to show you something. You see this branch? When a branch grows, it stays at the level it was going to when it grew. The branches don't move up with the tree, but they stay at that level. And sometimes the branches break. See? But do you want to know what happens? Like our friend here, you can see here, a couple of their branches fell off. The tree nurtures their own wounds. They begin to grow around them. And eventually, leaving a lasting mark, those wounds become the knots in the wood. And those knots make the wood stronger. So what lesson can we learn here? We don't get over or move on from our trauma. Instead, we learn how to grow around it. It becomes a part of us. And we learn to live with it. And sometimes, my friends, we might feel really broken. But look, we continue to thrive. I want you guys to remember to be kind to yourselves. Share love and share joy. And don't forget to enjoy life's smallest beauties. This is for you. I love you! Sometimes life can be tough, but We gotta take it one step at a time. And a reminder, we can't always see the sun. But it is there. Remember to breathe. And don't forget to have fun. Yeet! You're about to get a hug. I love you. Thank you. Until next time, guys. I love you. Ready? Woo!
Alternative names for non-binary people. Number 1, Norman. Hear me out. Hear me out. Neither man nor woman. Imagine if we had bathrooms that said man, woman, and Normans. Come on! Switzerland, because they're not here to take sides. So if you don't believe in gender, but you still have to participate in gendered society every day, you could be kind of a drag queen, right? Except queen is a feminized word, so what does that make you? A drag bean! Non-binary people being drag beans? That would be really cute! You could say that you're allergic to gender, you have a gender allergen. I think if we go that route, it'll be really easy to get gender banned by the PTA. Here are some things I came up with for when people ask a non-binary person what their gender is. Hey, what's your gender? I'm actually between genders right now. What's your gender? That's neither here nor there. What's your gender? Go fish. We could call non-binary people Janet, like from The Good Place. Why? Not a girl. We could call gender non-binary people clayfolk and start using the pronouns clay, clem, so that we can distinguish when we're not referring to a plural. Because for some reason, it's the grammar that people can't get behind. Like I've said before, non-binary people love frogs, children of the frog. This one was, again, my first thought. Etch-a-sketches? I don't know why. I just feel like non-binary people give off the energy of an etch-a-sketch. This one's for the non-binary folk who enjoy presenting feminine but are still very much non-binary. Them Belinas? You could say that you use designer pronouns. I think that's great. Here's something specifically for gender fluid people. Bo Burnham's a little bit of everything all of the time, just like the polyamorous pansexuals. Oh my god, if you're polyamorous, pansexual, and gender fluid, you're a little bit of everything all of the time, everywhere. You're everything everywhere all at once. Y'all remember the cereal Captain Crunch's Oops All Berries? Captain Crunch's Oops All Genders! Here are some rejected ones. Calling your non-binary partner a themerold because NBs are gems. Oh my darling Clementine, more like oh my darling Thementine. This one's for the non-binary folk in theater. Vachel Berry! Finally, the single-handedly worst one I thought of. A vape god. Like a vape god. Bye. Bye, I'm sorry, bye.
What are you doing? Why are you still holding back? Have you forgotten what they said to us? What they did? They think you're a monster. Prove them right.
This is Moon Pie. Moon Pie was arrested in a Walmart parking lot after having shoplifted several Magic the Gathering booster boxes, a flat-screen TV, and a roasted deli chicken. This is Albus. Albus received assault charges after threatening a hairstylist with some electric clippers and smashing all of the mirrors in the salon while screaming, "I said make me a handsome boy. You call this a haircut, I'll show you a haircut, you price-gouging beauty school dropout." This is Holiday. Holiday is just hanging out here. What do you mean? He was definitely not part of a special family who took care of business and was not involved in making people go to bed with certain sea creatures. Forget about it. This is Serial. Serial is an unremorseful kidnapper seen here in the act of stealing R.C. Josta. She believes that if she collects enough babies, she will become the ultimate mother with an army of devoted young, ready to kill for her, to die for her, to hold the line between chaos and order. This is Souffle. Souffle is wanted for throwing a microwave oven through the window of a Tiffany's while shouting, "Down with the bourgeoisie and eat the rich." Root Beer Surge. Root Beer Surge advocated overthrowing the government and sold state secrets to foreign powers in exchange for V-Bucks. When confronted by the authorities about the situation, he reportedly called their casework dog water and accused them of being pick-me cops for trying to get him to join the CIA. This is Ladybug. Ladybug was caught joyriding a stolen Toyota Corolla and became engaged in a high-speed chase with law enforcement that ended when she pulled into a McDonald's drive-thru to stop for some chicken nuggets and Diet Coke. This is Soda. Soda knows what Soda did, and Soda doesn't regret it. Soda did what had to be done. Quit asking about it.
I feel like everyone hyperfocuses on the autistic traits of low empathy and having trouble with interpersonal relationships, and no one talks about the flip side of that. You know, autistic people with a high level of empathy who can't get people to leave them alone. One of the giant factors as to why I stay inside my house all the time and I don't like working in places where there are others is because I will get trauma dumped upon so much And I'm not mad at it. I don't mind helping people, especially if they're processing through things and they need a listening ear. But it confuses me as to why someone who I have never met before will spend like maybe 10 minutes talking to me and decide I am a trustworthy person to reveal the entirety of their lifelong saga to with highlighted traumatic events. I had one coworker who was training me, and my manager said she lost her son a couple years ago. She doesn't like to talk about it, but you know, I just want you to know, like, in case she gets a little sad. And I was like, okay, I won't bring up children, like, obviously. So I'm standing with this woman, and we're just having fun for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, she just becomes an open book and starts telling me all about her son, and how she lost her son, and her thoughts or feelings behind it, and how she hasn't really talked to anybody about it, but she feels safe enough to talk to me about it. I had one girl at my college, we just sat across, like, it was a lunch area, and I was just eating, and we just talked for a few minutes, and then for 2 hours we sat together, and she told me her love life woes because she was from a conservative Muslim family, but she was in love with this boy that she's known since high school, and he's white, and he's an atheist, and I sat next to her while she called this guy, and she held my hand while she was on the phone. I had one kid at Motel 6 just tell me everything about his life. Like, for an hour and a half, I checked, he just unloaded on me. And one of the main reasons I avoid social interactions is because this isn't just like a work situation where I'm trapped with people. I can be at a store and this will happen to me. If I interact with somebody and like shoot the shit, they'll just tell me things! Like things reserved for close family and or friends and or a therapist. And it's been a range of races, of ages, of occupations, of societal standings. And it's just confusing because the times I have been able to ask certain individuals, why have you told me this? Their response has always been, you just seemed like I could trust you. Why? Some things people have told me, you wouldn't get out of me with a crowbar.
There's a leaf blower outside, it won't shut up. There's a leaf blower outside, it won't shut up, and my coffee cup is cold. There's a leaf blower outside, it won't shut up, and my coffee cup is cold. And I've been holding my pen to my notebook, stoic and broken, because I know I have homework, but I can't seem to do it because there's a leaf blower outside, and it won't shut up, and my coffee cup is cold, and my dog won't stop tossing her bone across the room. And normally, I love her too much to function, but right now I hate her because I cannot function because there's a leaf blower outside, and it won't shut up, and my coffee cup is cold, and I can't do my notes, and my dog won't stop squeaking and squeaking and squeaking. It feels like there's a leaking faucet inside of my body and I can't turn the tap off. There's a leaf blower outside and it won't shut up and I am not allowed to go off about it. Because being autistic with the top off does not conform, and so I am not allowed to talk about it. Because being autistic in a body that looks normal means the formal response is to file a complaint with your brain and then wait for that response to self-regulate. But the way that I self-regulate may make the lady on the train walk away from me because my hands shake too much when I have too much energy, because I am not afraid to tell my body how I am feeling, but I am afraid to tell you. Afraid that bright lights are my silent killers, or that eye contact is like having broccoli with my dinner. I do not want to eat it, but I know that I have to, and so I've mastered pushing me around on the plate, pretending like I've eaten, but really I'm waiting for my savior to excuse me from the table. When every sound that calms me down is drowned out by every other sound that I have ever known, my inability to hear you is still considered rude. Imagine having to learn every person's brain in a room like they are brand new, but then they don't have to learn you. Because it's hard to, but they're trying to. But every day of my life is spent lying to my impulses so nobody notices the brokenness in my voice and my notes don't reach your choice of perfect pitch. When my songs are not even music until somebody else can play it, when nobody believes when I am sick because I don't know how to say it, when there is a leaf blower outside and it won't shut up and I am just supposed to sit there and take it while it blows and blows and blows, and I am blamed for staying at the table when I am not even able to leave my own body because nobody will ever excuse me from it. So I know that none of you guys can hear it. But there's a leaf blower outside, and It won't shut up. Thank you.
Hi, it's you. Hey, do you think they're... Them? Do you mean gay? No, this is gay, but this is autistic. Oh. Well, yeah. To both.
So is there a reason you pulled me out of class, Mr. Aizawa?
The glasses.
The glasses?
The fucking sunglasses, Pachirisu.
Whoa, hate crime.
You wouldn't fuck with me if I were you, Kaminari. I'll fuck you any day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Okay, pushing past the obvious lawsuit and that threat. They're part of my hero costume.
It's not the fact that you wear them, it's how you get when you wear them.
I mean, when I wear them, we're usually getting blown up or traumatized. How else do I get?
You know you get some kind of way.
How about I just put them on and you'll tell me what's what?
Don't you fucking dare.
Honestly, I don't know what your problem is.
Shota Aizawa! Quirk! Nervous breakdown! It's an ambush! It's a goddamn ambush!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Remind me why you want me doing this again?
In a word, lulls!
If you were a dog, I'd let you hold the leash. I'd give you all the treats that you need. You get fat, but you're cuter when you're chubby. If you were a cat, I'd let you sit on my lap, and I'd watch as you scratch on my furniture cracks. Love always comes with a catch. Well, you're perfect just the way you are, and you're worth it. Even with all our scars and our faults, I wouldn't change a thing. If you were a bird, I'd go and throw out the cage. I'd let you fly far away, go be free, as long as you come back to me. And if you were a plant, I'd let you bask in the sun, put you right next to the window, and water you with good old H2O. Well, you're perfect just the way you are, and you're worth it. Even with all our scars and our faults, I wouldn't change a thing. The only thing you shouldn't be is a fish, 'cause we both know that won't last long. But I promise to give you an honorable death, won't flush you down the toilet. 'Cause you're perfect just the way you are, and you're worth it. Even with all our scars and our faults, I wouldn't change a thing. I love you the way you are, and while I love you as a person, I still think you'd make a pretty cute dog.
I once had a friend use the phrase, "I'm turning into a pumpkin," as she was leaving a party, and I loved it, so I stole it. And since then, I've used it pretty regularly. It's a perfect way to describe, hey, I am introverted at heart, and I'm a little over-socialized, and my battery's running low, so I need to go home. Because that's too many syllables and a little awkward, especially if you're out in public. Last week, 2 of my friends and I were planning our friend's birthday, and we were timing things out, and one of my friends goes, yeah, but Kelly turns into a pumpkin around 10 p.m., which is true. And I just felt so seen because it was said lovingly. We made plans for when I would be there, and then we made plans for after. Day of, 10 p.m. rolls around, they both look at me and they go, pumpkin? And I go, I'm a real boy! I don't know. Pinocchio, you get it. I ended up staying out for later, and towards the end of the night when I was running out of my social battery, I just went, pumpkin. And they got it, and we made plans, and we left. It was great. So in my true usual fashion, I share this with you. Tell your friends you're turning into a pumpkin if it's an easier way for you to say that, hey, my social battery is running out and I need to go before I literally turn into a pumpkin and explode all over everybody. Bye!
This is Lonnie. Lonnie is an interdimensional being who accidentally entered the vessel of a house cat when unknowingly summoned by 6 11-year-old girls at a slumber party. This is Fish and Chips, aka the Twins. The twins are under permanent house arrest for something disclosed in their file only as the incident. This is Taco Bell. Taco Bell once chugged an entire Four Loko before class because she thought it was just an energy drink. This is Jane. Jane likes to do arson, but only on the weekends. This is Lancelot. Lancelot has made small children cry on multiple occasions and feels no remorse. This is RC Josta. RC Josta once stole a copy of Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 2 from his local GameStop. This is Hash Brown. Hash Brown is wanted for sending an envelope containing a dead mouse to his state senator with the words, "You're next," written in crayon on a Baskin-Robbins receipt. This is Rascal. Rascal was part of an illicit poker ring in the streets of New Orleans and had to leave town when it was discovered that he was hiding aces inside his primordial pouch. This is Demeter. Demeter's first husband died of totally natural causes, and the second after slipping onto some cutlery. And the third, this is Sprite Pepsi. Sprite Pepsi said a bad word in Wizards 101 and had her account suspended for 2 weeks.
Are your walls empty? Do you need to put stuff on your walls? You don't have any decorations? It's okay, I got ya. Today we are doing high crafts. What you're gonna need: an old canvas, or really any panel of any kind that you can hang on the wall. Paintbrush and fixings. Old books or magazines that you love enough to look at but you hate enough to destroy. Mod Podge. And if you're getting real fancy with it, glitter, maybe even fake flowers, maybe even fabric trimmings, and probably hot glue. So first, take your old book, and then you're gonna take your picture, and you're gonna crumple it up. And soon you have a shell of what once was. Depending on how big your canvas is, you might need a lot. Super easy, you're gonna get a touch of Mod Podge on your wet brush, brush down your canvas, and then smack on some of your lovely photos. And once you've got them laid down, use your glue brush, but just use water and just kind of press them down more into the canvas. You're gonna get some paint. I'm using this old kind of crappy paint because it literally doesn't matter. You're just gonna put a little dot of it on top of your canvas because we're just gonna go in and dilute it with water into a color wash, like that. After the paint dries, I add one more layer of Mod Podge. And then after that's dry, I add my extra decorations. And that's it! You have a snazzy decoration! And don't forget to get creative. This works on virtually everything. Have fun!
This is what Midoriya's life would be like if he had an Italian-American mother. Part 5.
Good morning, hun. Welcome to the UA bake sale. Which kid is yours? Oh, you're Shoto's father. Heard a lot about you. To be honest, and I mean this with all disrespect, I couldn't give 2 shits if you're the #1 hero. But I do care that your son has been at my place for the past 5 nights because he doesn't feel safe to be around you.
Don't raise your voice at me. That might work in your house, but I grew up Italian. Yelling doesn't mean shit. You better figure out that fucking temper of yours or no one's gonna come visit you in your fucking nursing home. And in the end, it'll be your fucking fault. You're raising kids, you're not raising soldiers. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself because you got a good kid out there and you're doing everything in your power to fucking screw him up. Firepower. I'm Italian. I'll come down with the fire and fury of 1,000 fucking suns and still have enough energy to make a good lasagna that'll make your eyes roll. Vaffanculo. Mr. Aizawa, you're gonna be pleased. Endeavor left a big donation.
For the small price of letting me traumatize your children, I will tell your child that the reason I'm in a wheelchair is because I didn't eat my fruits and vegetables or drink my milk as a child. I've also told a child that was running away from their parents consistently. I wheeled myself over there at an airport and I was like, you know, I was like you as a kid. And my mommy took away my ability to walk. And now I can't walk. That's why I'm in this wheelchair. So if you don't stop running away, your mommy's going to take your ability to walk. It was the funniest shit in the world. Oh my god. Mom was like, yeah, I'll take away your ability to walk. Thank you. Nothing.
Congratulations, you just found the opposite of Christian TikTok. Interact with this video to stay here.
I'm afraid I'll go to heaven. That's why I'm hoping that
If you are queer or trans and chronically online, please watch this. My name is Dev, and every year I do an online summer camp, which is held on Discord for the queer community. It's called Camp Pride, and this will be our 4th year doing it, Camp Pride 2023. There are 10 cabins, all with counselors who are like my mini admins. They help me out and run the cabins, who compete every week in challenges, and we also play games. It's not just all competition, and you get points, and by the end of the summer, the cabin with the most points wins. It's a pretty big deal, to be honest. I had over 1,000 people apply last year. I have friends from the original Camp Pride 2020, who are still applying every year, and I still talk to. And it's really fun, because we're building a community. We have official Camp Pride art, which is made by my best friend Vince. Love him to death. And we use that as emojis in the server, and also just like emblems for the cabins. And we sell it as like stickers and other merch on Redbubble. 20% of profits go to the Trevor Project, because mental health is important. So if you're gay and feel like making friends that will last you literal years, give us a follow. All the accounts are run by me. We have a TikTok, an Insta, and a YouTube that will be used primarily for when camp is actually going on. The link tree is in the bio of whatever account this is posted on. I'm posting the same video on TikTok and Insta. And just stay tuned for updates. I will be dropping information just like every once in a while about all 10 of the cabins. If you were at camp last year, we have some new cabins. Some of the old cabins don't exist anymore. What? Trust me, they are all so much cooler. Applications go out May 14th. It is May 7th as of me posting this. Throughout the whole week, I'll end up posting like one individual post about every cabin, don't worry. The application is a hell of a lot to read, so I will be posting a video of me on YouTube reading along with you, so you don't have to do it by yourself. It is so much, but it's worth it, trust me. The cabins last year were Mothman, friggin' frogs, croissants, bagels, dino nuggets, pancakes, spooky spiders, baguettes, pretzels, quesadillas, and am I missing one? I am not. That's it. Anyway, it's just a big summer camp. It's really fun. Please join us. I love meeting new people. And if you do too, you should join us.